هذه هي اللحظة التي حلم بها الآلاف والتي تحققت وشهدها الآلاف عام 1970 عندما شرف حضرة خليفة المسيح الثالث غانا بالزيارة، ولم يكن أحد يعلم بعد أي آفاق ستفتحها هذه الزيارة في المستقبل. لقد بلغهم حضرته أن الحب للجميع ولا كراهية لأحد، وعندما عاد من غانا وضع هذا الشعار للتطبيق بطريقة مختلفة عن السابق، حيث أطلق مشروع نصرة جهان، وتحت هذا المشروع افتتحت المدارس والمستشفيات في أنحاء غانا ومن ثم في كافة أنحاء إفريقيا.
When I decided to sacrifice my life for Waqf Zindagi, Tariq-e-Did office was, I think, they didn't need me because they thought that we don't want somebody who is qualified in this particular subject. I wrote directly to Husni Masih Salis and he marked that letter to Tariq-e-Did. So Tariq-e-Did replied back to Husni Masih Salis that we don't need this boy at present. As soon as Husni Masih Salis received this letter, he said, "You don't need him, but I need him." Huh? Then he asked me to go through Nusrat Jahan to Africa, Ghana. He embraced me, and that was the first ever experience I had by embracing any of the Khalifas. So anyway, then I went to Ghana. The very important thing he asked me that remember that you are going to Ghana as Waqf Zindagi teacher. And also remember that you belong to the family of Prophet Muhammad Islam. And people there will always keep their eyes on you. So always remember Allah and don't do any act which is against the teachings of Islam and Ahmadiyyat.
لقد نذر حضرة ميرزا مسرور أحمد حياته لخدمة الجماعة، ومن خلال هذا المشروع أرسل إلى منطقة نائية وغير معروفة في شمال غانا، حيث عين مديرا لمدرسة ثانوية بنتها الجماعة في بلدة صغيرة اسمها سلقة، وبذلك انتقل حضرته مباشرة من راحة باكستان إلى قساوة تلك البلدة، حيث بقي حضرته بمفرده عاما كاملا يقوم بتأدية واجباته بتواضع.
The principal of the school took me along with him from Kumasi to that place, Salaga. Is the remotest town in northern region of Ghana. The house was very small, 2 rooms, just 3-4 feet. On one side there was a kitchen, then toilet, bath. I stayed alone for almost 1 year without my family. First I learnt making chapatis there from our missionaries who was living in Tamale. Early morning for the breakfast, and normally I used to take bread and egg and so on. No afternoon lunch. Like an evening after closing from the school, around 4 o'clock I'll prepare my food, sardine or yam, or prepare some chapatis. I lost almost 25 pounds of my weight at that time. Later on it was okay. So I enjoyed that adventure also. That was an adventure.
الآن وبعد 30 عاما بدأنا الرحلة من حيث بدأ حضرته خدمته كواقف لحياته في غانا.
So I'm now here at the TI Ahmadiyya Secondary School here in Salaga, and first of all, it was this place, this secondary school, that Huzur was first posted to when he arrived from Pakistan to Ghana. And I'm just going to go in there and ask a few people I can find there what they can tell me about Huzur's humble beginnings from here in Salaga.
رغم السير في نفس الخطى ونفس الطريق، إلا أنه من الصعب إدراك كيف كان هذا المكان عندما وصله حضرة أمير المؤمنين. تعتبر مدرسة تعليم الإسلام في سلغا من أفضل المدارس في المنطقة اليوم، وتضم أكثر من 1000 طالب يحضرون من كافة أنحاء الإقليم. إنها مؤسسة كبيرة ومزودة بكافة وسائل التعليم لتدريس الطلاب الذين ينتمون لمختلف الأديان والخلفيات الثقافية. ولكن قبل 30 عاما كان من الصعب تصور وجود هذه الوسائل التعليمية في هذه المنطقة، حيث لم يكن التعليم متوفرا لأي طالب، ولكن القصة تختلف اليوم كما سترون.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3,000 plus 2,000? Well, I don't know. You tell me for yourself. So many of them here. And 30 years ago, when Huzur was here, it was almost an impossibility trying to convince parents to send their children to school. 30 years on, look at the numbers of students here. Woo.
تبعد سالغا 100 ميل عن مدينة أكرا التي تشهد تطورا سريعا. وإذا أرادت هذه المنطقة الغانية التطور فعلى شعبها تلقي العلوم العلمانية. ولقد بنت الجماعة مدرسة صغيرة، ولكن التحدي الحقيقي كان استقطاب الطلاب.
سلام 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 عليكم.
At the time Huzur came here, secular education was considered a taboo, a grievous sin. When the Jamaat established the school, the classrooms were pretty much empty.
If you talk of Salaga in those days, Salaga was a place where first people were not interested in education. And so if they are not interested in education, they are not going to promote education. So somebody going there is not going to be encouraged. It is as simple as that.
Now, to talk of Salaga Tia Ahmadiyya Senior High School, you're talking of a secondary school in the most deprived area of Ghana, where there are no facilities whatsoever for any living. Water is a problem, electricity is a problem, where even to lay your head is a problem. But he endured.
Wonderful thing about him is he never complained. Never, ever. For all the 8 years that he lived here, did we see anything of the kind. But I can tell you that it was not easy to live in Salaga.
It was during this time the Jamaat, with the efforts of the then chief of the area, the Kimbewura, had to go around to convince people to send their children to school for secular education. It was during this time that Huzur came into the picture. And it took a lot of resolve, dedication, and resilience from Huzur to be able to add to the numbers of children who came to school. He had to help in building the amenities, the infrastructure, and provide accommodation for some of the students. And almost all of them had free education and their meals heavily subsidized for them.
السيد ديمبيه هو مدير المدرسة الحالي، ويستطيع أن يعطينا لمحة عن الدور الذي لعبه أمير المؤمنين في تطوير هذه المدرسة.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. I'm all right.
I'm also fine. And how's the school?
Very fine.
Alhamdulillah. We would like to take a look around.
We can go.
أخذنا السيد ديمبيه إلى المبنى الأصلي الذي رممه حضرة أمير المؤمنين في وقت كان هو البناء الوحيد.
This is Old Amas, the first structure built on this site in 1976 that has 4 classrooms.
So current Huzur may have taught in this structure because he was here when?
1977. And so definitely as a headmaster, he did not only do administrative work, he also did some teaching in the classrooms.
Oh, so headmasters at the time were not only doing administration work, they were also fully participating in teaching. So it's very possible that our current Huzur may have taught in one of these classrooms here.
Yes, just that, exactly so.
Oh,
you see the students there and the classrooms.
Yes.
So possibly,
you would have taught here.
Yes.
So can we go inside the classroom and just
yes,
replay in our own minds what the situation used to be like?
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. How you all doing? So we now have a full classroom. This is about how many students?
That's about 60 plus students.
60 plus students.
Yes.
But 30 years ago, it was very difficult to even have up to 15 students in a class like this.
The whole school population was 15.
The whole school?
The whole school population was 15.
Amazing.
And look at the number of girls in this classroom alone. But you had only 3 girls in 1971.
Wow. The whole school
was
population
15, 12 boys and 3 girls.
Wow. All the struggle they had to go through, the founding fathers of this school, including Huzu,
yes.
What has it achieved? Has it impacted on the society, the community around?
It's beneficial. It's terribly rewarding. That you look at the population, the accessibility of it. The district director of education acknowledged that this school is one of the schools that admits the chunk of the junior high school graduates in the whole district.
Tell me about it.
Students and parents come to beg for admissions. At times we switch off our mobile phones. At times we run away. At times we put on the notice admissions closed, and people still come to seek admission. From a very humble beginning and difficulties, a lot of sacrifices put in the school, it has paid off. We have a current student population of 1,200, made up of all shades of students, talking about religions and all around the country make up this population. The infrastructural status of the school is quite commendable. We have 25 classrooms, 2 giant dormitories for boys and girls, and there are still some being constructed. Then we also have a library facility, we have a science lab, we have other facilities in the school. Then if you want to look at generally the programs that we run in the school started with 2 programs, business and general arts. Today we have 5 programs, business, general arts, science, agric, and home economics. These are the 5 programs run in the school and highly competitive.
منذ تأسيس مدرسة تعليم الإسلام البسيط وهي تحرز تقدما سريعا خلال هذه السنوات واجتذبت بمنهاجها الناس من كافة أنحاء المنطقة.
And so 30 years on after the establishment of this school, I can't imagine that this school has come this far. This is the cadet corps of the school and doing a march past some of the dignitaries on the days there. And some of those people you see on the days there actually include very high-level government officials. Some of them are high-level district chief executives and all that. And some of them did attend this school. This is how far this school has come. And one can only imagine the kind of sacrifice that had to go into establishing this school.
كان مبنى المدرسة حين وصل حضرة أمير المؤمنين ليس على مستوى جيد، وكان عليه إعادة بناء المدرسة من أساسها. تبعد سالغا 90 ميلا عن أقرب مدينة لها، تاماليه، التي يجب إحضار مستلزمات المدرسة منها.
لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله.
If he needs anything, he cannot get from the market because it's a small place. So he has to travel to a place like Tamale or to go to Kumasi.
Those days, one, you wouldn't even have that luxury of thinking about how many hours are you going to take.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
2, which means of the transport was going to carry you. Is it a tractor or that? The mummy trucks, there was one Tata bus that served from Tamale to Makangu. But even the third day, I was very tiny. I had to struggle between people before I could get to the
3
gates.
days? Did you have a breakdown?
No, that was the only means for so many people.
Yes, so?
The struggle and the competition was high.
This was in 83?
83.
And Huzur was here in
77 and 79.
And so by 83 things may have even improved a bit.
Better.
Oh.
كان على حضرته السفر في وسائل النقل العامة المتوفرة آنذاك، حيث كان يسافر 90 ميلا إلى تاماليه عبر طريق ترابي وعر ليحضر مواد البناء، ثم يسافر 90 ميلا أخرى في طريق العودة.
This is the kind of road that Huzur would travel on anytime he needed to travel between Salaga and Tamale, whenever he needed any small thing for his family or for himself. And when he was lucky, he would do this journey on a bus. Otherwise, he had no other choice but to make the journey 90 miles away from here on, well, the notorious mode of transportation known in Ghana as
Bone shaker. It's a sort of truck made of wood, timber. It's not the type of, metallic, vehicles that we know of. So they call it bone shaker because even the seat is made up of just timber of that, width. We put it there and then we sit on it.
sometimes you take about 2 days to recover from the kind of pain you receive after riding in a vehicle like this. Usually it's made of wooden structures and with big tires, sometimes double tires behind it. And usually it's a rickety vehicle, as you can see. Not much can be said, but during the time Huzur was here, these are the kinds of vehicles he used to travel on whenever he didn't have the government vehicle that would usually take him from Makango to Tamale through Salaga and all that. So these are the kind of vehicles he used to ride on. Now, what you actually see here is a modern type of bone shaker. We couldn't lay hands on the type that Huzur himself used to ride on, but we're fortunate to have a replica from the TI Ahmadiyya Secondary School in Salaga. I'll now jump on the bone shaker track and have a ride and just have a feel of what Huzur may have been going through whenever he took a ride on a bone shaker.
Tamale. Sorry.
This is a real life experience about what Huzur actually.
This is my first experience. Thanks, man.
هذه مجرد البداية لعبد الحي، فهو على وشك اكتشاف المعنى الحقيقي لهزازة العظام.
So I am riding in a modern day bone shaker. This is not the exact type you would find 30 years ago. Can you tell me your experiences in riding in bone shakers?
Actually, riding in bone shaker is a hell. If you look at it, at the end of the day, when you get to your destination, you can't best tell whether it's your joints, your waist, your pain, your eyes. You can't even tell exactly which part of your body that is disturbing you. This man can do the job. Look at him there.
So in a situation where the driver has to make an emergency stop, what happens?
That is why we have a lot of accidents in the system, because it cannot stop when in terms of emergency stop.
So what this means and what it tells me is that Huzur was so humble that anytime he could not get a ride on a government bus, he would join one of these trucks. And I just told you that this truck is more comfortable than what was used 30 years ago.
ولم تكن وسيلة النقل المتوفرة في شمال غانا حينها كتلك التي في أذهانكم.
Oh, what a ride, man! What a ride! I can't believe this.
One of the lovely rides in town. To me, that was too much.
I know, when I even ride in this bone shaker, I could assume the real bone shaker Huzur use, how he feel.
From Salaga, there was a big city called Tamale. We used to go there for building material, because at that time we were building some school block, even for your commodities like groceries and all things, sort of things. There was no proper means of transport. There was only one government transport bus who used to come from Tamale in the morning time and one in the evening time. Nobody knows at what time it will get broken down and you are stranded on the way. Once I and our missionary Razak Bhatt Sahab were travelling to Tamale, you would not find any place even to stand there. So what we used to do is take the bus when it reaches to Salaga and go to the end of the road, 17 miles further, and there you could easily get some seat. So we used to do 34 miles extra travel for getting a seat. One day bus got broken down there. It was evening time. I was going to purchase some building material for our building. We were contractor there, we were builder there, we were everybody. I was everything there. I was having some big amount in my briefcase. Night was fast approaching and I was afraid that, as for me it doesn't matter, but this money somebody can snatch the bag and then take it away. Anyway, 8, 9, 10. So later on they announced that now they have sent the message to Tamale. The bus will soon come, and that soon was after 8 hours. So we spent the whole night there. I found some bench there. I sat on it and held my briefcase very firmly. And I asked Maulvi Sahib that I think half night you sleep and half night I sleep. The next morning around 4 o'clock in the morning the bus came and we climbed on it and reached Tamale. And that was also a good adventure.
Islam has been brought by Allah. Let them merge it. It is the way to Allah.
Well, so far I've felt it, I've seen it all, and I've heard it all from people who lived with Huzuru whilst he stayed in Salaga. Now, these people tell me that while Huzuru lived with them, he exhibited so much resilience, resolve, commitment, and the fear of God to the extent that it reflected in whatever he did. I'm now on my way to Esacho, where Huzuru was posted to after 3 years of service in Salaga to speak to a few people about the life he led whilst he stayed here.
بعد 3 سنوات من الخدمة في سالغا أرسل حضرته إلى بلدة صغيرة أخرى غير معروفة تسمى إيسارتشير، وهي تقع على مسافة أكثر بقليل من ميل من بلدة صغيرة تسمى إكرافو ذات الأهمية الكبيرة للجماعة، فهي مكان ولادة الجماعة الإسلامية الأحمدية في غانا. لم تكن إيسارتشير كسالغا، فحتى اليوم هي بلدة صغيرة جدا، ومع أنها منطقة خضراء نسبيا ولكنها لم تخلو من التحديات بالنسبة إلى حضرته. فحتى هنا لم تكن مهمة إقناع الطلاب أن يأتوا إلى المدرسة مهمة سهلة، ولكن زعيم إيكومفي الحكيم السيد نانا آتشن قد قدم دعمه الكامل للمدرسة، ورحب بأن تقوم الجماعة الأحمدية بتشغيل هذه المدرسة. نحن هنا لمقابلة نجل الزعيم أوغسطوس آتشين لتسليط الضوء على الوقت الذي أمضاه حضرته في إيسارتشير.
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm very fine.
That's good.
Can you tell me about Nanachin, your father, who used to be chief here?
Yeah, Nanachin, he was the chief of a Kunfi, traditional area. And he ruled for almost 40 years. And even one time he was the presidential commissioner during the Nkrumah regime.
Wow.
When Nkrumah is not there, he used to replace Nkrumah those days.
Nkrumah, the first president.
The first president of Ghana.
So this is where he used to live.
This way.
I've heard there's a man
Yeah.
who came from Pakistan, did some work in the northern region, and then was posted to this very town.
Okay, yes.
And your father, what did your father do for you?
Yes, the same thing. My father also gave gave his complete.
Do you remember
burden.
this man?
I remember that man.
What was his name?
He was the Ahmed.
Mr. Ahmed.
Something Ahmed.
That's what you remember, Mr.
Yes, that's
Ahmed.
what yes.
Okay.
He was the headmaster of the Ahmadiyya Secondary School. Yes. So he came. I think when he came, my father welcomed him very well, and he gave out his burden, complete burden to him, on free of charge.
Oh.
Because my father wanted the school to come and stay.
Can I see that building?
Yes, you can see.
The very first place
exactly,
your
very
dad gave
first
to him?
place my dad gave to him.
So, this is the building?
Yes. This is the building.
Wow.
This is where my father gave it to the first headmaster of the Ahmadiyya.
Do you remember the first day he moved in?
Yes, they brought him from Accra. So that time my father have already assured the Amir in Ghana that whoever comes as the headmaster, he is prepared to give out his burden to him. So the burden was just there standby for any whoever who comes in.
So your dad was ready to release his building to accommodate the headmaster of the Ahmadiyya Secondary School, of the Ahmadiyya School here in the Sachero.
Exactly. Not even the accommodation of even the headmaster alone. He also give out other burdens also for schools and then dormitories as well. And the schools are also here, which I think we can.
Oh, just here?
Yes, just here. Before then, it was a market. But because my father wanted the school to come and stay, he bought these brick blocks and then fence wall it. For the meantime, the students should be here. So that's the Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. And those days, people doesn't want to patronize, people doesn't want to attend schools. So my father made it compulsory that each and every person in this community should try and bring one of his child to the school. So my father set an example by sending his 2 daughters.
Oh, daughters?
Yes.
Wow.
He set that example so that he can hold people to that. Here, eventually, it was a market. This place was a market. But because there was no option, so my father sat down and then he said, no, compulsorily, because if he made a least mistake, the school will not come to stay. So he converted this market into the school. He made this place a school by force. The headmaster, he was a very good friend to my father.
Really?
So, yes, that Ahmed. But he was so nice, and he was very committed to the school. He liked the school, and every day he wanted things to be put in order. He was good. That man was good. If not because of him, like this school would not come to stay. So now the school is at Ekrofo, between Ekrofo and Sachero. So with time, my father sat down. My father found out that no, the place was growing. The school was growing. Why don't I look a big place for them as a land for them to build a big school? So he started the move. So he moved himself. He moved and then he went to in between Ekrofo and Sachero. And we had a very big land at that time. I was a young guy and I was following my father. I think he was in the bush himself.
So we have to go to that school.
Yes, we have to go to that.
The original school, which used to be here, had to be moved
completely to the
because it had the numbers exceeded what this building contained. Whoa.
Exactly.
Great.
كان الزعيم مولانا آتشن مهتما بتوفير التعليم لشعبه، حتى أنه خصص أحد منازله الشخصية لإقامة أمير المؤمنين والطلاب.
This is the burden. This is where Mr. Ahmed was staying. This is where my father gave.
This is where our president Huzur used to live.
Yes.
Where exactly? It's a very big house.
Yes,
was the whole house?
The whole house.
The whole house belonged to him?
No, he was occupying the top.
Oh, okay.
And then some of the students were down.
Whoa! So he shared a building with students.
Exactly.
Did he ever complain? Did he ever feel diminished?
He never.
Never.
The man, no. That's why I was saying that the man was so good to a extent that he was committed, and he liked the job they've given to him. and he performed the job marvelously.
Wow.
So that's the main entrance. The whole place was for him, was given out to him.
You mean the top?
He was staying at the top, so we will go there.
Okay.
We will go to the top.
Yes. So let's go then.
Let's go then.
So, oh, it's quite.
Have a look.
It's quite a narrow staircase.
That's the kitchen.
Okay. Wonderful. And has anything changed?
That's
in
the
this
kitchen. No, no, nothing.
But do you remember some of the food stuff? For instance, you have chapati.
Actually, when I come, he gives me tea and egg. A cooked egg.
So the egg was fried here, right here in this.
He doesn't fly. He doesn't normally fly his egg. He cook it. Cooked one.
Yeah. Wow.
He doesn't fly it. So let me take you to where I've been taken when I come. Those days I was very young.
He's a typical Ghana man. He loves his banku. And who made him love tea and egg? Woo! Oh, it's a big hall.
Yes.
It's a very big hall.
Yes, that's the hall.
Yes.
Yes, that's the hall. So when I come to him, he let me sit down here. The wife will prepare some tea.
Oh, there was a dining table here?
Yes, a dining table here.
And then there was similar
seats here.
Okay. This man
who
came all the way from Pakistan and would come down to the level of the local people, would not complain about facilities that were lacking. You as a child and your father's own opinion, what would you say about him?
Oh, the man is the type of person which I think if you give him any position or he's very responsible. The man is that's why I'm saying that I'm not doubting where he has reached now. He speaks his mind. The man always speaks his mind. He doesn't harbor anything within him. That's how I see him.
So the day he announced that he was leaving this house, what was the mood in the house?
Actually, my father didn't like it, but it's like something like a contract. The contract has expired, therefore he has to go back to Pakistan. So we have no option. It is only the Amir those days who can say, okay, I'll renew the contract for you to stay back. But I think for that those days, then he was also feeling that at least he have done enough, and the school has gotten a foundation, therefore he can leave to Pakistan.
قد تبدو الحياة هنا أكثر راحة قليلا من سالغا، ولكن الحياة هنا لم تكن سهلة أيضا، فلم يكن الماء متوفرا. وكان أمير المؤمنين يحصل على المياه اللازمة من مجرى مائي قريب في معظم الأوقات.
So at the time Huzuru lived here in Isachur, water supply was very erratic. It was very, very inconsistent. I am here with Mr. Abdurrahman Ensil here at the river, and he used to help Huzuru when he stayed here at Isachur. What used to happen? Can you describe to me what used to happen here?
Well, Isachur, we have pipe-borne water as such. So usually, I do send water home for his activities over there. He's a man of himself. He loves everybody.
This is not your ideal running water, the ideal kind of water you'd want to use even for flushing your toilet, because it's not as clean as pipe-borne water would be, or as clean as even the water we use in our toilets these days. But this is the sort of water Huzuru would use for other activities in his home when he lived here in Isachur. Oh, hold on. Whoa, save him, man. I can't hardly. Okay. Hang on. Okay. I think I'm okay. It's okay. It's okay now. Okay. Woo! No, I can't. No, I can't.
Let him help you. Okay. Let him. Then take the smaller one.
Okay. This is almost like it's as heavy as a 50 kilogram cement bag. Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
But this road is not fine, so let's take this route.
Be careful unless you fall down. Yeah. If I fall,
no problem. You're a strong man.
But if you fall, there will be a problem.
بفضل الله ثم جهد أمير المؤمنين المتواصل والزعيم نانا آتشن نمت المدرسة في إيسارتشير كثيرا لدرجة أن الزعيم نانا آتشن قرر التبرع ب60 فدان من أرضه في إكرافو لبناء مدرسة أكبر من ذلك بكثير لاستيعاب مئات الطلاب. ولقد قام أمير المؤمنين ببناء هذه المدرسة من الألف إلى الياء، وبتغيير موقع المدرسة قررت الجماعة أنه ينبغي أن يكون هنالك مقر إقامة دائمة للناظر في ذلك الموقع. ونحن في طريقنا الآن إلى بيت مدير المدرسة في موقع مدرسة تعليم الإسلام الثانوية للقاء معارف أمير المؤمنين القدامى.
Good morning. My name is Abdul Hai Mumen. What's your name? Your full name?
George Ankuma.
George Ankuma.
Yeah.
You used to work in this house?
Yes.
Who were you working for when you used to work in this house?
The headmaster, Mazur. 1982, 83. I had a beer on your hoa or your watcher. I had a beer, Nedano table, was a sea. No penny. I'm a hundred oil beer, Nedani.
So this is where Huzur used to stay and live, and this was his bedroom. In a nutshell.
Now me papa, and son, you may do baby, I'm a son. Also, you are a family, but me papa, no kunsu, nadina, na my table, neither beer or fatter me in Libya, my.
So, what do you remember about this man, Huzur Mirza Masrur Ahmed?
Me kai pa Mazu headmaster. Abibia be share bia. O ka chende. O du kan ye brana ye bon ye nin kan ye mfa nyame. Mfa enye ye bibia. So na se kwetu ni yankopon a obran onko kan na otu ya fosu da yenya abotar ada fa abotar se wa abotar wo adwuma ma betum da abo ubra fa ndi onam dam efutu no de man mitumi idiru ma okwari na chirin minya mfaso wo ma mitumi tena adwuma mu ha kopimra medical pension oye adoye utum ohwo chiriwa
So, what was his relationship with you as a person like? Because obviously he was the master, he was the headmaster of the school, and you were just a mere servant. Did he ever make you feel like you were just a mere servant?
You naturally, me see, Nancy Biara or the Mamma Biara, and the old to quite cry, or to me, bear 3 days crowd or mission a crampa. Otumi meko Sunday o jimidi na meso mijinidi na ne mofra be no owo mofra mienu ne ba okas na fella
okay
amre na mofra mienu na mi wonyina ewo ha endi no wonyina wo pemasem.
كانت بركات مشروع نصرة جهان على غانا كبيرة وواسعة، ومن خلال الدعاء والتوجيه المستمر من الخليفة يحصل شعب غانا على تعليم عالي المستوى وخاصة في المناطق النائية من البلاد، حيث يتم إعداد قادة الغد. السيدة فوستن كانت طالبة من طلاب حضرته وتعمل حاليا مساعدة لمديرة أحد أكبر المدارس في المنطقة. سنلتقي الآن شخصا آخر تشرف بخدمة أمير المؤمنين عندما كان مدير المدرسة هنا.
Islam has been brought by Allah. Let them merge it. It is the way to Allah.
You were an old school student here. How long ago was this?
I was here in 1983 on this very compound.
But the school did not start from this compound?
No, the school started from Isachiri, the market center there.
Were you there as well?
Yes.
And that was in
1980.
So at the time that you were a student on the other campus, yes, and then moving here, can you remember some of the headmasters along the way?
Yes, I quite remember Meizu, Mashu, yes. He was the headmaster who brought us here.
Okay.
So initially, he allowed us to be coming here to plant the trees you see alongside the road and the campus.
Oh, can you point to one of the trees if you can remember? This is some, yes.
This one.
This
beginning from the gate, all trees.
Wow.
And he was involved. So the trees on the campus, he was part of it that we planted.
Wow.
Yes, to give shade to the school because the school was bare. And he did that before he moved us to the school here.
So when you moved here, what was the infrastructure like? Did we have all these buildings here?
No, we moved here with this block.
So when you moved here, we didn't have all these buildings, just this block. Tell me more.
There were 5 classrooms, so we shared 5 classrooms. And that room was his Mizra office.
Oh, the first one there. Wow, I'd like to have a look.
Yeah. Were classrooms for us.
Yeah.
And I came to Form 3 here.
So this is one of the very early classrooms. Good morning. Good morning. How are you all doing?
Same classroom. It's only the whiteboard that has been changed. Yes. It was a blackboard.
So what do you remember about some of your teachers? Whenever they came to the classroom, what would they usually do? Do you remember those days, 30 years back?
Yes, 30 years back. I remember some of them. A teacher we used to call Monsieur, who teaches French. Yes. He was short and he easily got annoyed. So the least thing, he would get annoyed and walk out from the classroom. But at a point in time, he will come and settle us down and we continue.
All right.
Yes.
So at the time, Mirza Masrur Ahmed was your headmaster. What kind of headmaster was he? Was he the strict type, the one who would insist that the things be done the right way? Was he the soft type, one who would just allow you to do anything you wanted to do at all?
Israel was calm, but strict and firm. Would wish things are done well. Yes. So I quite remember he was meeting us here. That is where we're having our Sunday morning.
Where is that? Out here?
Out here.
Oh, wow. This is where you used to meet during your morning assemblies and all that. Do you remember him saying anything, addressing the assembly in any way? Here.
If we want to complete school, then we should know how to behave well. And becoming recalcitrant will not help us. And he knows he is here to help us to learn and grow up well for the society. Yes. So we should listen to whatever they tell us here. Not to break school rules, not to do things that will put the name of the school into disrepute.
So now you are assistant headmistress in one of the biggest senior secondary schools in Ghana. How would you say this school and the moral lessons taught, especially by Mirza Masrur Ahmed, how would you say that has influenced your life?
It has influenced my life greatly because I took some of the things he said as I'm talking about. And he made me to develop interest in the Islamic religious knowledge. And I offered that and had one. And that Islamic religious knowledge I had one took me to training college at Allah.
سنلتقي الآن شخصا آخر تشرف بخدمة أمير المؤمنين عندما كان مدير المدرسة هنا.
Saka, how are you doing? I'm also very fine. When the school was first established, I mean this very campus, who was the headmaster?
Okay, the school started at مسرور.
Yes.
On 1971.
Yeah, I mean when you moved here to this campus, do you remember who the headmaster was?
It was the Huzur.
It was Huzur, Mirza Masrur Ahmed?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And you were working here at the time? Yeah. In what capacity?
I was a messenger.
You were the messenger, and he was the headmaster.
Yeah,
so being the headmaster, obviously he had an office. Where was it?
Oh, this place.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you
okay.
can see from
so,
here.
all right. So has anything changed? This?
Oh, yes, a big thing. There's a cupboard here.
Oh, so this was the office, just the small room?
Actually, this was the office.
Oh, wow. this looks more like a storeroom in somebody's kitchen. But this used to be the office. And being the messenger, did you ever hear him complain about this place being a small office and that he couldn't operate from here? So first of all, start by telling me what your duties were.
Being a messenger, I have to go to him, correct the key, open the name, clean everything here, and arrange the papers, everything before he comes.
Okay.
So in case he need you to send a letter to some place or anything, in case he needs something from the house, just give you a note, go to the house and give it to the wife, and then he also give you, in case he needed all sorts of.
At the time there were no telephones. He didn't have mobile phones, so he couldn't ring the house, so he had to
give you a note.
And so whenever he called you in to give you instructions, where would you be? Would you be standing here?
Oh yeah. And then put my bag.
Okay, so Adam Saka.
Oh yeah.
So you as a messenger at the time, how did he relate to you? Was he commandeering? Was he always
he was so kind
authoritative?
No, he was very kind to me. He was so kind to me.
Tell us more. I want you to tell me more about the relationship.
If you need something, you come to him. Be open and then go to him. You explain things to him. If it is money, if anything else, you go to him. He will listen to you and then he will help you. Whatever you need, he will give it to you.
Tell us about the beginning of the school and the developments that you are now talking about.
The beginning of the school, you see, as I said earlier, they were forced to give scholarship. Because there were few people at this Kunfi. So the chief, that was the man of the Kunfi traditional area, called all the country, the town people, as well the chiefs. I need 3 people from your town so that they all sent to the same school so that the school will be filled up. This is what they started.
And today was the situation.
Exactly. And this and there was a lot of people from outside, even some from Accra, from the northern, the whole way.
من الواضح أن جميع من عمل مع حضرته في أي مجال كان قد تأثر كثيرا بتواضعه وإنسانيته، والمدرسة بحد ذاتها مثال حي على الحب والعطاء والرعاية التي أظهرها حضرته. فمن مكتب متواضع وبناء واحد أصبحت مدرسة تعليم الإسلام الثانوية اليوم منشأة لتقديم الاحتياجات التعليمية والأساسية لآلاف الشباب، والرجل المسؤول عنها اليوم هو مدير المدرسة الحالي.
Islam has been brought by Allah. Let them merge it. It is the way to Allah.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Abdul Hayy Mumin. Who are you, sir?
Well, I'm the headmaster of the school, Mr. Muhammad Akunu.
So when you moved to this premises at that time, over 30 years ago,
yes.
The population was just a little over 100.
Over 100.
What is the population today as it stands?
Today is 1,346.
Oh, that's a huge number.
Yes.
And you contain all of them on this campus?
On this campus. In fact, we have almost 300-400 being day students who come from town. The remaining around about 900 are on campus.
1,346, you said?
Yes.
That's a huge number.
Yes,
are students crowded in classrooms?
Not so much.
Hello, good morning, how are you? Okay.
Not so much.
All right. So every student has a desk to himself?
Yes. At least in the school, every student has a desk to himself.
So teaching and learning is relatively comfortable in this school?
In this school.
Wow. Can you tell us some of the courses you ran in the school?
Basically, we ran the general arts course, we had a general science course, we had a business course, we have a technical course, and we have a vocational course.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Ekunfi Amas.
God-fearing and honest.
Excellent Amas.
Long live School of Khalifa.
Thank you.
All right. So did you attend the school yourself?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, wow.
I'm a pro of Kumasi.
Okay, but then I'm sure this school has produced some excellent people for the outer world out there.
Yes.
Can we name a few of these people?
Well, one whose name comes to mind easily is the Honorable H.C. Hammond, who was a pastor of the school.
Yes.
Currently, in fact, formerly he was the Deputy Interior Minister. Then later on became the Energy Minister.
The Deputy Energy Minister?
Deputy Energy Minister of the country. We have Bashuddin Hayford,
who is a very good coach in the country, who is now managing Mediama Football Club. Yeah. And we have one Mr. Abakan, who was a lecturer at the University of Cape Coast.
Whoa. I'm sure if I gave you the whole day, you keep going on, because you've just mentioned a top government official produced from this school, very top level government official, a top level national coach, a Ghanaian coach, a footballing coach from this country. And then you also mentioned a lecturer at the university. Yes. Whoa. So, how about the students in the school right now? What's the level of discipline?
You know, if you talk about education, you are talking about morality, sporting, academic, and all those things well harnessed to bring the best out of the children that you handle. At the moment, I can say with that kind of confidence that we are doing our best. We have instruments on kind of moral talks in the school. Every Monday morning, we meet at assembly and reorientate the minds of the students to conform to the doctrine of the mission, the teachings of the mission, so that they can prepare themselves for life in future.
You just talked about discipline. Yes. Now, students who are not necessarily Muslims, or for that matter, Ahmadis, how comfortable are they within the premises of the school?
Our basic principle in this school is that there is no compulsion in religion. Everybody is allowed to worship the way he or she wants. And another principle that we use is that nobody should be converted whilst in school here. Of course, after going through the system, having seen the good side of Islam, if you decide to change when you go out, that one is not our problem. But here, we don't intentionally go around to convert.
I've been speaking to a few people who were on this very campus from its very inception. And they tell me that the initial headmasters used to teach. Have you taught before?
Yes. Last year, when they were going to do their exams, I realized that there were some few problems with the students. So I had to go in.
So what do you teach? What subjects?
Chemistry is my subject.
Oh, I fear chemistry. But can you teach us some chemistry, sir?
No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
I'm just pretending to be part of the students here. Probably I'm the tallest student in your class.
Now, because you are all in the first year, and therefore moving, you are in the second year? Yes. Okay. I want to test your knowledge about how the atom is like. You know, in everything, the base is very important. And the base of life is what we refer to as atom.
We've had enough here because, you know, I am used to similes and metaphors, but not atoms and smallest indivisible articles and all that. Thank you very much, class. We appreciate your time.
I had the opportunity to go to London through the mission. Okay. So I was there when the message came that Uzu wanted to see me. I entered the room. He received me very warmly.
And that was your first time of meeting him?
That's my first time of meeting him in the room for 30-45 minutes in his office. So he started asking questions about the school, the population at that time, the staffing. Some of the questions that he asked were this.
So did he express interest in the school? You could see passion.
I could see from this man that the love he has for this school is so much.
Wow.
So much that he wants to see this school develop very well. Then he tried to compare other schools and then asked whether my school is doing very well. I told him yes, but there's still more to be done. He looked at me almost after the conversation, and he asked me, Mr. Akonu, can you help in the development of this school? Is it possible you can do it like you have done in other schools? At that moment, I became unsettled. And I didn't know what I said. But immediately what I opened my mind, what came out of it is, yes sir, I will do it. You know, when he was here, he was so affable, so free to talk to. And you will see an aura of spirituality around him. That aura lingers on in the school. No matter what you do, you cannot revolt in this school. We are very hopeful that in the next few years, you will come here and you see a different environment altogether.
Inshallah. So, when you interacted with Huzur in his office, out of the numerous schools Ahmadiyya has in the country, he was particular in detail about what happens in Ekrofo TI Ahmadiyya Secondary School. What did that tell you about Huzur and his love and passion for this school?
In Esache, he stayed here for 4 good years. So he had a lot of interaction with the people in this area. And that informed me about the type of passion he had for this school, for which he had to devote much of his time to ask me questions about this school. You realize that the people in this area seem to have helped him in so many ways. So he developed love for the people, not necessarily the school, because he occasionally asked questions about individuals within this society. Is this person there? Is this person there? Yes, then I will answer. So he had that kind of special passion. I don't know, but I saw it in his eyes because the way he was asking the questions. For this particular school, he stayed here for 4 years. Then another issue which is also very important is that he brought the school from the town to this environment. So if the school thrives, it thrives on his prayers. So he has that attachment to this school because of the fact that he took the school from the town and virtually brought it here. Nothing available on the land here, started a process and then wanting to make sure that this school that he started, this school that he built, this school that he sacrificed everything for, this school that his family all had to come here to sacrifice, will not die.
انضموا إلينا في الجزء الثاني من هذا الوثائقي لنتابع انتقال حضرته إلى الشمال في آخر منصب شغله في غانا.
Gentle and a humble human being. That's how I assess him.
But this used to be one of the living rooms where I used to sit with my friend.
His wife?
Yes, please.
Wow. And you were not scared of snakes or anything when you were working here? Because
what do you have to do?
Frankly speaking, I am scared of snakes.
Whenever I would wake up in the night, I would see around, see if there is any scorpion or something, because there were so many scorpions there, snakes or scorpion around you or not.